Channels of cybercrime. Cybercrime can be categorized on basis of victims, legal and investigative perspective, modus operandi. On basis of victims, cybercrime can be categorized as targeting the individual, targeting property or money irrespective of the individual, and attacking a group of people or society or nation. On legal and investigative perspective, cybercrime can be categorized as coming under ITA and ITAA, along with civil and criminal jurisdiction. IPC, criminal procedure, and civil acts, torts where monetary compensation is paid and not punished. On basis of modus operandi, cybercrime can be categorized as physical attack targeting hardware, software attack targeting information resources, network access, and inside threat. Fast flux. Networking technique used by compromise system to hide the phishing and malware delivery location in such a way that when traced IP addresses bounce from host to host within seconds. Insider threat. Reaching an information asset in an organization through an insider or employee. Threat vector. Tool or path through which attack materialized resulting in risk. Threat landscape. Entire overview of threat as an important component of threat management. John Doe order. Order obtained against an unknown or untraced offender. Nigeria 419 crime. Billionaire died and wants to donate property, then asks for processing fees for fake price. ITAA Section 66F deals with cyber terrorism and stipulates life imprisonment. IP spoofing. IP address of the sending system can be changed dynamically to look like something else of the receiver. Now we'll talk about cybercrime methods. There are the parts of cybercrime: cyber squatting, cryptography, steganography, fast flux, session monitoring, keylogger. Cybercrime committed with specific purpose of committing a crime: hacking and cracking, unauthorized monitoring and copying, card cloning and skimming, DOS and DDoS, IP spoofing and email spoofing, cyber stalking, causing irritation or nuisance or annoying others through computer or electronic medium, cyber squatting, using an internet domain or registering a domain for illegal intention to use someone else's business or trademark. DNS. क्या होता है DNS? Domain name system is a system for giving name for a website or the computer system that hosts the data. ICANN, Internet Corporation for assigned name and number. ICANN is responsible for IP address space. NIXI, National Internet Exchange of India. Government of India delegated the operations on IN registry to NIXI in 2004. NIXI facilitated improved internet services and neutral meeting point for ISP, Internet Service Protocol. .in is country code. .gov, government websites. .mil, military. Domain name registration is possible in 7 authorized languages in India. UDRP, Uniform Domain Name Dispute Resolution Policy. INDRP, In Registry Dispute Resolution Policy. In India, cyber squatting disputes are being resolved by INDRP. Internationally, protests and disputes related to domain names and all cyber squatting issues are attended by UDRP, adopted by ICANN in 1999. Stuxnet was the world's first cyber weapon, discovered in 2010 and reportedly deployed in 2005. It targets on specific program focusing on configuration. CryptoLocker is a malware deployed on Trojan for ransom propagated through email and gets activated through boot program and displays a message that all program is encrypted and the owner access is denied until payment is done. SCADA, SCADA, Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition. Critical systems like gas supply, metro rail, etc., heavily depending on automation, are normally called SCADA. Zeus was deployed to steal banking information by man in the middle attack or by keylogger. A Heartbleed bug takes advantage of OpenSL security software library in order to access password. Phishing, creating a website resembling a genuine website of the bank and eliciting used ID and password information through these websites. Phishing is combination of voice and phishing. A link is forwarded by the fraudster along with the call posing in as a service provider representative. Cyber terrorism is included in IT Act Section 66F. Front-end server, which hides IP addresses and domain name in network, is called proxy server. Computer hackers, hacking, and unauthorized access to someone's computer's data or information. Hacking tools are keylogger program, keystroke logger, a steganography tool, or a profiling tool. A rootkit is a type of malicious program which gets activated when the system boots. Cloaking, masquerading and showing the search engines and information other than what is visible to human visitor. Type of hackers: white hat hackers, they use skill for good purpose, known as ethical hackers. These hackers hack with the permission of owner. Black hat hackers, these hackers hack without the permission of owner. They deliberately look for vulnerabilities in a system with the purpose of exploitation. It is an offense. Grey hat hacker, these hacker find the vulnerabilities and inform the owner of it. They don't have any intention to commit crime. Blue hat hackers, they are part of testing team and find any vulnerabilities in a system or software before launch. Zero day vulnerabilities means a hole in software which is unknown to the vendor and which exists before or at the time of launch. Freaking, hacking into a fraudulent use of telecom system. Person who does hacking in childish or unskilled manner are called a script kiddie. International gangs operating in the area of hacking, exchanging hacking related information known as anonymous. In Indian Information Act 2000, Section 43 is for civil liability, which with the damages, and the same with criminal intention makes it criminal offence with punishment of imprisonment as per Section 66. Threat of hacking a bank system, denial of service, DOS attack, software like Zeus or game over session hijacking, man in the middle attack, social media attack. UTM, United Threat Management, the system of effectively taking care of URL filtering, web filtering, antivirus as an all-in-one solution. US and China signed an agreement to discourage corporate stealing of data and a hacking preventive measures on September 2015. Computer fraud protection. Section 415 of IPC discusses cheating. Words dishonestly and fraudulently are used in IPC section 24 and 25. Section 25. A person is said to do thing fraudulently if he does a thing with intent to defraud but not otherwise. Mens rea, criminal intent of mind. A fraud done with the help of computer or electronic device is called computer fraud. Types of control: hardware and physical controls, software and logical controls, network controls for data in transit, third party control, types of barcode reading, pen type reader, laser based reader, camera reader, CCD charged coupled device or LED reader, multi-directional reader. RIFD, radio frequency identification. RIFD tags work on antenna circuit designed with RF signal getting radiated. Software security control may be broadly classified as user level controls having updated antivirus, refraining from untrusted links, etc. Application controls at application development level, data controls, operating system controls. Application control can be classified as inherent controls delivered with the application and do not need to be added to it. Configurable controls, automated controls defined at the time of system app configuration. Security controls, user access duties, control roles, and process rule. Reporting controls rely on standard and ad hoc report from application. Workflow controls notify user that transaction or process awaiting action. Validation checks assure data accuracy. Front-end validation control is application control. Input controls assures that the input provided is correct and in proper format. Output control keeps check on output display like password log and trail printout etc. Schema structure described in formal manner and languages as part of DBMS. Securables resources to which SQL Server database engine authorized system regulates access. DDL data definition language create alter drop. DML data manipulation language retrieve, insert, delete, or modify data. Intrusion prevention control effective control to prevent unauthorized access to a computer, hardware, or software resource, including data and information. Detection control, reconciliation, audits, review, meetings, logs management, exception report, internal control, employee verification, antecedent checking, HR management, etc. Fault detection, isolation, and recovery are closely associated with detection control. Steps of detection control, incident report analysis, countermeasure, lesson learned, review. Tailgating and masquerading are access methodologies for gaining illegal entries to information resources. Tailgating in physical environment, door enabled for access control mechanism opens for an authorized entrant after he swipes and another intruder or third person gain entry. Masquerading when more than one person enters into a critical room with same ID or token or card. In software terms, when a person leaves a session with a valid login and same is utilized when intruder is called tailgating. When a group login takes place in common name or fictitious name or an unidentifiable name is used as user ID, it is called masquerading. Mitigation control, also called compensating control. Cyber risk insurance is a mitigating control mentioned by RBI in 2011 through Gopal Krishnan Working Group. Encryption, storing, conveying, or communicating information such as only authorized user can understand. Decryption, the process applied by the user to decode the encrypted message. Semantic encryption, if encryption and decryption are done in the same manner using the same key, algorithm, or methodology. Asymmetric encryption involves one set of keys for encryption and another for decryption. At both the stages, a hash value is generated which confirms the integrity. Strong cryptography, advanced variant used in government communication, mostly with one-time password. Crime committed with brain and technology as the tool and not physical weapon is called white-collar crime. Incident management. Sony data breach in December 2014 was a major attack on Sony US. All frauds are incident, but not all incidents are frauds. Incident ticketing. Organization have a ticketing a system for fraud report, root cause analysis, natural immediate outcome of a proper investigation, network time protocol, NTP identifying time of the network access, ITIL IT infrastructure library, phases listed by ITIL, occurrence unplanned disruption to agreed service, detection process which occur after occurrence of event, diagnostics, identification of characteristics of event, repair, reconfiguring attacked items, recovery, restoring failed items to their last recoverable state, restoration, providing expected service back to user, closure, user and incident handler check that service is fully available, evidence, any available body of facts of information indicating whether a belief or information is valid or true. Every incident has four stages: reporting stage, recording with classification, action initiation at appropriate level, and verification of adequacy or efficiency of action taken. Digital forensics, is the process of uncovering, understanding, analyzing, and interpreting the electronic data. Digital footprint trail, or the trace that a person leaves online in the internet, and refers to any information communicated or an email or an attached, stored, and uploaded. Passive footprints, when trace or footprint is created and the data is collected with the owner knowing it. Active digital footprint, data released by the user for the purpose of sharing information. CFSL, Central Forensic Science Laboratory, Hyderabad, Government Forensic Lab. Front-end validation control is application control. Input controls assures that the input provided is correct and in proper format. Output control keeps check on output display like password, log, and trail printout, etc. Schema structure described in a formal manner and languages is part of DBMS. Securables, resources to which SQL Server database engine authorization system regulates access. And case is an acceptable tool in courts of India. Locard's exchange principle: in every crime, the fraudster brings something to the crime scene or take something from the crime scene, and such objects can be used as forensic evidences in crime investigation. CDEC, Center for Development of Advanced Computing, CDR, call details record, mobile tower granted record. SIM, Subscriber Identity Module. GSM, Global System for Mobile Communication. IMEI, International Mobile Equipment Identity. IMSI, International Mobile Subscriber Identity. IMSI, Unique Identifier describing subscriber including country and mobile network. IMEI is a 12-digit unique number which can be known by pressing hash 06 hash. CDR contains time, duration, completion status, source number, and destination number. Risk is an aggregated factor of threat. Vulnerability is an impact chain of custody, chronological order, and documentation for keeping an evidence. Internet of Things is the technology that integrates various gadgets in network consisting of data or any other device with a chip and storage. Volatile memory evaporates once the system is turned off. Online transactions. Online transaction is equal to internet banking transaction. It's equal to e-commerce. It's equal to e-banking transaction. C2C, customer to customer, quicker है, OLX है, live mint है. OLTP, online transaction processing. OLTP transaction is processed online and instantly debit to the account towards the payment of the goods, as well as the delivery of the confirmation of delivery of goods take place simultaneously. Electronic fund transfer (EFT), straight through processing (STP), electronic data interchange (EDI), payment gateway, e-commerce application service provider which authorizes and provides online transaction by facilitating transfer of information between payment portal and front end processor or the bank. Payment gateway: CC Avenue, Oldest Pay You Biz India, Paytm, Citrus Pay, and Direct Pay. BPSS, Board for Regulation and Supervision of Payment and Settlement System. BPSS is a subcommittee of the Central Board of RBI and highest policy making body in country. Payment and settlement systems are regulated by the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007. PSS Act came into effect from August 12, 2008. On 14 January 2016, enumerated 69 firms as payment system operator. Our commerce, relationship commerce, sale of used product, security concerns in online transaction are divided into the bank, the user, merchant, establishment. ISSP, Information System Security Protocol tool encompassing all security requirement. ISMS, Information Security Management System. Certifications like ISO 27001 for ISMS showcase bank security policy. Legal issue in online transaction are threefold: browser related issue, customer authentication, user interactive issues, regulatory guideline and certifications, upkeep of records, that is online or digital record management system. Network threats are as follows: Trojan horse, program which enters the system through some other program and does malicious activities as separate tool or program. Man in the middle attack, Intruded software in a network which attacks the data while in transit and thus commit data theft. Session hijacking captures a window session in a network and capture the data in transit from the user's browser before it reaches intended recipient. Zeus malware, a kind of Trojan software used for criminal attack, mostly in banking network and steal user and password information. Botnet network in which host computer gets compromised by attack from a type of Trojan program and sends a virus and malicious program unknowingly. Form grabbing, malware which retrieves log-in information like keystroke, logger, and transmit the same to fraudster. Rootkit, a malicious software which sits in the root and gets activated when the system boots controlling the computer. Spoofing, email spoofing or IP spoofing, that is network data coming with a fake email or fake IP address to deceive and bypass firewall. Brute force attack, trying to enter the system by hijacking the process by repeated attempts of password. Then cyber laws in India, Information Technology Act 2000 and IT Amendment Act 2008. World word crime, cyber crime of hacking or hacking is not defined under any act. UNCITRAL, United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. The model law on electronic commerce was adopted by UNCITRAL in 1997. Model law, in view of the need for uniformity of law applicable to alternatives to paper-based methods of communication and storage of information from UNCITRAL. Electronic communication is called to electronic commerce. IT Act in India received accent of President on 9th June 2000 and came into effect from 17th October 2000. ITA was passed to give legal recognition to electronic record. IT Amendment Act 2008 was given accent by the President on 5th Feb 2009 and made effective from 29th October 2009. The Act has 13 chapters and 90 sections. Last four sections, number 91 to 94, are amending acts. Digital signature. Digital code or mathematical technique or process which is attached to an electronic communication for the purpose of information security like confidentiality, integrity, availability, and non-repudiation. Amends and improvements of ITAA 2008. New words like cyber cafe, iCert were included. Word digital signature was replaced by electronic signature. On civil liability side, the damages clause section 43 has been rephrased, removing the words 1 crore rupee. Section on specific offence added section 66A to 66F and 67A to 67C. Section 66A struck down by Supreme Court in March 2015. Role of CERT, National Nodal Agency, and power to intercept and monitor websites. Power of investigation lowered by a Deputy Superintendent of Police to Inspector. Adjudication, when the victim is not interested in punishing the criminal or the contravening person and wants only compensation for the amount of loss incurred. IT security of states to be appointed as IT adjudicator to handle civil cases and judicial proceedings within meaning of section 193 and 228 of IPC. Section 43A, compensation for failure to protect data. 14C, Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, fight against cybercrime. Gundas Act, prevention of terrorism and disruptive activities. Baji.com, case is one of the earliest IT case. Baji.com was auction website owned by NRI businessmen accused of selling objectionable and sexually prurient video clip. Section 65, tampering of source code, that is criminality or offense done with mens rea, with intention of or knowledge. Section 66, criminal offense of whatever discussed in section 43 and seeking punishment instead of adjudication. Section 66A, imprisonment of a person sending any information that is offensive or has menacing character or knows to be false and sent for the purpose of creating annoyance or an email causing annoyance. Supreme Court declared this section unconstitutional on 24 March 2015. Section 66B to 66F punishment for offense of theft of computer resources, identify theft, cheating by professional personation, and cyber terrorism. Section 67 punishment for publishing and transmitting obscene material in electronic form. Section 67A punishment for transmitting sexually explicit act. Section 67B child pornography. State of Tamil Nadu versus Shushas Katti. Accused found guilty under Section 67 of ITA. Section 69 power to issue directions for interception or monitoring or blocking for public access. Section 69B speaks about National Nodal Agency. Section 70B Computer Emergency Response Team CERT will serve as agency in India for incident response. Section 72A, 79 and 85 intermediary role and due diligence while handling public data. I think there's a bakery, so offenses by companies in form of body corporate or firm or association of individuals, responsibility of officers and directors are stipulated. Bankers Book Evidence Act evidence produced from banks, electronic record or retrieved from computer systems from bank are valid as document and evidence subjected to accompanying a certificate of fulfillment of conditions like security mechanism, BCPDR and access control initiative. Computer generated evidence should be signed before producing as evidence. Section 67B speaks about electronic evidence and certificate that makes the evidence valid and admissible. Section 75. First, Anwar PB versus PK Bashir and others on 18 September 2014 stated that electronic record cannot be admitted as evidence unless all requirements of 65B are satisfied. Section 75 extraterritorial power of the police and right to nab criminal even if he is abroad. SMC Pneumatics India Private Limited versus Jogesh Quatra. Earliest case of cyber defamation. ITAA does not mention cloning, skimmer, devices, session, hijacking, video piracy, spying, spying devices. CISA Cyber Information Sharing and Protection Act. CISA passed by US in December 2015, enabling sharing of information under cyber security threats, sharing of internet traffic data among US government and manufacturing company. Government of India issued its Gazette notification number GSR61E on 28 January 2015 called Electronic Signature or Electronic Authentication Techniques and Procedures Rules 2015. IT Act Amendment, RBI Act, Indian Penal Code, Banker Book Evidence Act, and Indian Evidence Act. NTRO is Intelligence Agency coming under PMO. IT Act is an independent that can stipulate punishment under penal offences without resorting to Indian Penal Code. Then global payment processing. In India, payment and settlement systems are regulated by Payment and Settlement System Act 2007. Disincentivization of check is encouraging using other methods like net banking, online payment. BPSS Board for Regulation and Supervision of Payment and Settlement Systems. BPSS is a committee of Central Board of Directors dealing with regulation of payment and settlement system on behalf of RBI. SWIFT, Society for Worldwide International Financial Telecommunications, world's leading provider of secure financial messaging services. SWIFT takes care of payment across banks in safe manner. SWIFT headquartered in Belgium. UCP Uniform Customs and Practice for Documentary Credit. Trade practice and rules governed by letter of credit for better e-commerce among the nations. UCP 600 issued in July 2007 is followed. Wi-Fi sniffing. Intercepting data is in transfer in unauthorized manner. US National Banking Regulator Federal Reserve. Sinkholing tool used as a protective mechanism by redirecting traffic from infected machine in a bot network to another system which is under control of the defender or analyst. Data after sinkholing is used for incident reporting in crime investigation. Banking Trojan Ramnet are playing Arabic songs, targeting Windows system and banking information. Most popular mobile app Google Play and App Store. Convention for Cybercrime 2001 and was in Budapest was the first international treaty with a view to ensure better coordination among nations and harmonizing cybercrimes of various nations. Electronic card frauds. Prepaid cards can be issued by banks and non-banking institutions and can store a maximum value of 50,000. Prepaid cards are also called charge cards or smart cards. Contactless cards have RIFD. RuPay was conceptualized in 2009 and introduced in 2012 and full-fledged launching in 2014. RuPay network is managed by National Financial Switch (NFS). RuPay cards is preferred for two reasons: enormous amount of forex saving and emotional attachment. Carders, people who buy, sell, and trade online. The credit card data US on December 2015 presented the Cybercrime Anti-Resale Deterrent and Extraterritorial Revision Act, popularly known as Carder Act, to curb menace of card frauds. Lebanese loop, rubber kind material and adhesive coated, is stuck in ATM card slot, so the card when inserted gets stuck and fraudster can get the card. RIFD blocking sleeves act as portable vault to overcome the menace of skimming. EMV, Europay, Mastercard, and Visa. EMV cards are chip-based cards developed on the standard developed by ISO IEC number 7816 for contact cards and 14443 for contactless cards. Skimmer device used for unauthorized copying of magnetic strip used from a card. Magnetic strip cards stored information in strips called MagStrip with three strips of data with information stored in two strips and a third strip is empty. Working Group on Information Security, Electronic Banking, Technology Risk Management and Cyber Frauds, Chairman and G. Gopalakrishnan, submitted report in 2011. Payment card industry have to compile with PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry and Data Security Standard.